My friends, America is listening. And they're taking action. I'm Howard Riell. The show is called Real Truth, and America's listening. You are not alone. I've been telling people to turn off CNN, MSNBC, and the other purveyors of lies. And in record numbers, Americans are. You want proof? You don't take my word for it? All right, then. From Breitbart. MSNBC's Rachel Maddow lost a whopping 20% of her audience after the release of the Mueller report proved she shamelessly deceived her audience for more than 2 years. The release of this report, the one that exonerates President Trump of any and all allegations of Russia collusion, is arguably the biggest news of the last 2 years. And in the heat of this massive news cycle that lands directly in Maddow's sweet spot, a huge chunk of her audience just up and disappeared. For 2 years, a cloud of illegitimacy hung over the Trump presidency, and for 2 years, the establishment media, most especially MSNBC and CNN, maniacally firehosed the American people with fake news to smear the president as a Russian spy. But of all those guilty of spreading this dishonest hysteria, no one came close to Rachel Maddow. Night after restless night, off over 2+ years, Maddow kept her suckers on the hook by weaving from whole cloth a conspiracy tale about Trump being owned by Putin. And with this tale came the promise that Trump's removal from office was always right around the corner, and that Robert Mueller would be the deliverer, the angel who would end the nightmare of a terrible national mistake known as the Trump presidency. Because this hysteria was everywhere, except in the conservative media, which got everything right, there was no way to warn Maddow's suckers that they were, in fact, suckers. That like a cult leader promising the end of the world, she was hustling them, lying to them, and enriching herself in the process to the tune of about $10 million a year. Unquote. My friends, generally speaking, whores don't get paid that much. But in the case of Rachel Maddow, she's really cashed in. She's cashed in delivering lies to waiting suckers, to liberal, progressive, low-information voting nitwits who are only too happy to hear about some conservative president, his name happened to be Donald Trump, doing everything to destroy this country, while the obvious psychological insight is that people always see in others what's true of them. It's the left that has been trying to gnaw through the very bedrock of the United States and cripple this country, and so they projected that onto Donald Trump and Rachel Maddow, like her co-conspirators on CNN and all the other major media outlets. They sold lies. And thanks to Real Truth, I'll take credit for it. I won't be bashful. Obviously, people throughout my listening area are learning. People around the country are listening to my show streaming online. They're watching the videos on YouTube. And I've been telling you guys for a long, long time that you're getting fed lies daily, 24/7, 365. And enough of you have hearkened to my words, and you're tuning out MSNBC and CNN, and for that I congratulate you. When you get right down to it, nothing that is not truth matters. Lies don't matter. Chicanery, propaganda don't matter. They wash away like the dirt in the gutter. What's left is truth. That's why I've based my show on nothing but rock solid truth, which is what you get every day. August will be 11 years. Rachel Maddow should be ashamed of herself. She's not. As a liberal, she doesn't have shame in her. All she knows is she's getting paid to say certain things, and she loves the paycheck. But she should be ashamed of herself. And anyone who's been listening, watching her show on TV, or anyone who turns into CNN, should also be ashamed of themselves. Michael Avenatti, we're going to be listening to a little bit of chatter about Michael Avenatti, who's on his way to a jail cell for a long-term stay. He's been a guest on CNN and MSNBC repeatedly, exhaustively for the last several months. In fact, there are people putting him forward as a presidential candidate when in reality he is a snotball. He's trash. And now he's toast. He's going away for spreading lies. All the politicians, I said this yesterday, who've been going on the air, Gerald Nadler or Adam Schiff and others, we've got a mountain of proof that Trump is a Russian spy. Where's the truth? Where's the proof? So if the politicians are knowingly lying to the American people, they should at the very least be bounced out of office, maybe even prosecuted for crimes against the American people. The truth will out. Now I'm waiting for sleazebags like Schiff and Nadler and Mad Cow. I'm waiting for them to out, to get out. Get off the airways, get out of Congress, and let people who love this country and who want to see it prosper, let them take your jobs. Because until you do, you're traitors. Item from InfoWars. Let's switch gears radically. A group of migrants in Spain subjected a 12-year-old girl to a brutal gang rape, but they let her friend go because she was a Muslim. Stop. My friends, you will find people out there, not very bright, who will say, this is not a clash of civilizations. Islam is not our enemy. Au contraire. Islam is most very definitely our enemy. And news items about girls being raped, I'm just sick of reading them, let alone talking about them on this radio show. Whether it's across the length and breadth of Europe, whether it's in the Middle East, whether it's here in America, I'm sick of it. At what point does our outrage build to the level where we say enough? If Muslim migrants can't live in the civilized West, then let them get out. And if they won't get out, then the West has to throw them out. What if it was your 12-year-old daughter or son gang raped by Muslims because your child is not a Muslim? Well, God forbid anything should ever happen to your child. God forbid anything should ever happen to one more child. We have to take this immigration issue by the throat. We don't need immigration from third world countries unless these people have been exhaustively vetted and can come here and be productive. Is that too much to ask? I don't think so. It's Wednesday. Real Truth. We'll be right back.
Travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip, or treat yourself to dinner, or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first-class tickets.
800-989-0233. 800-989-0233. 800-989-0233. That's 800-989-0233. It's happening to you every night. One snores, and the other can't sleep. It seems like there's no end to it. But now there's a quick and easy-to-use solution. A natural solution. Snore Stop. Try it risk-free today. Snore Stop was created and tested by a team of physicians and has been helping couples sleep for over 20 years. It is the #1 selling anti-snoring medicine in the U.S. Snore Stop sprays or tablets are now available nationwide. All you have to do is call. It's time to try Snore Stop and make every 100% risk-free trial offer. 800-932-1745. 800-932-1745. 800-932-1745. That's 800-932-1745.
All right, guys, we are back. Real Truth. Howard Riell is my name. Real Truth, Stay Angry is my book I've told you about 1,000 times. Go online and find it. It is a great read. Tell you who's running this country and why, and how they're manipulating us. Speaking of being manipulated, every time I see Jussie Smollett's face, I cringe. Not because of him. He's a good-looking guy. I cringe because he's a sign of what's devastatingly wrong in this country. We are a celebrity country. We are a PC country. And so people who combine elements of the PC culture and elements of the celebrity culture, well, they just skate through life. And even if they commit crimes, as this guy apparently did, I think even the judge admitted that, he still had charges dropped with a little slap on his limp wrist. Well, here's Tucker Carlson talking about Jussie Smollett and why we should not be laughing. Now, here's the more disturbing. Before we listen to Jussie Smollett, I'm not interested in what comes out of his mouth, nor, by the way, what goes into it. But this culture of dishonesty, lies not just in the media, not just from politicians, but lies from our judicial system. It's okay. He's no big deal. He's paid his debt. He's free to go. He didn't do anything. His record has been expunged. What do you mean expunged? Why the hell should his record be expunged? Why should he get a free, get out of jail free card, basically? Here's what he has to say. You see, he's been truthful and consistent. Now, obviously, he has not been. But he's happy to lie to you because what's the repercussion? What will happen to him as a result of lying? What happens to Rachel Madcow as a result of lying? What happens to Anderson Cooper as a result of lying? Nothing. We tolerate dishonesty in our celebrities and our newscasters and our politicians. We tolerate it. Why? I remember a time early in my life when people looked at you like there was something wrong with you if you went around spreading lies. These days, who cares? I don't know what movement he's talking about, unless it's a bowel movement. But he's trying to put a game face on. But everybody knows he's a liar.
Just wait.
You see, he's a victim. He's a victim. He's a young, black, gay man who's willing to turn the other cheek. Well, I didn't mean it like that.
Okay.
And you know why? I'll tell you. Because birds of a feather flock together and liars hang together. They support each other's lies. And that way they think no one will notice. Problem is we notice and we still watch CNN. People will still watch Jussie Smollett and whatever garbage TV show he ends up on next.
Always have. Jussie.
Stop. People know what to believe. This is Brian Stelter on CNN. CNN very, very much hopes you don't know what to believe. Jeff Zucker and his CNN crew are banking on your being stupid and gullible. But you and I know, if you're listening to the Real Truth Radio Show, you are neither stupid nor gullible. CNNs of the world, Rachel Madcow, Jussie Smollett, Hillary Clinton, they're all of a piece. They're all together. They're all one unit. They comprise the swamp. The swamp isn't only in the Beltway in D.C. All these people, all these progressives, they hang together. They tell each other's lies. They believe each other's lies. And they count on the stupidity of the American people.
Never really know what happened on the street.
Yeah, we know what happened on the street, Brian. Retire. By the way, we do know what's happening on the streets of Chicago. Dozens of people are getting gunned down every weekend. That's what's happening on the streets of Chicago. Rahm Emanuel, former top aide to Barack Obama, is the mayor of Chicago. And under his leadership, people are being shot in the street like dogs. That's what's happening in Chicago.
So it looks like we're just going to
That's Rahm Emanuel. Well, Rahm Emanuel is a stone-cold liar. He owes his career to lies told in this direction as opposed to other lies told in that direction. Emanuel is an inept fool He's a liar just like the guy I used to work for. And he's putting on a show here for the news cameras. No one is buying it. I'm glad that Tucker is in my listening audience. Tucker, I think you're doing a great job. And he's right when he says Smollett is among the elite in this country who can never be touched by the law, not only because he's a celebrity, but because if you press charges against a black person in America today, you're a racist. Doesn't matter if they did the crime, you're a racist anyway. And if you press charges against a gay person in this country, you're a homophobe. Again, it doesn't matter if they actually committed the crime. You're a homophobe anyway. So let's put it together. If you are a racist and you are a homophobe, and if you refuse to get on your knees before a celebrity, well, what kind of person are you in today's America? You're a non-entity. You're worse. And that's the great tragedy of America. Item from Grabian.com. Former Vice President and likely 20... You know what? Stop. I'm going to save this for the next segment because that's just what I feel like doing. Item from USA Today. Barbara Bush blamed Donald Trump for her heart attack. It wasn't technically a heart attack, though she called it. It was a crisis in her long battle with congestive heart failure and chronic pulmonary disease that hit her like a sledgehammer one day in June 2016. Stop. My friends, I know Donald Trump could not have caused Barbara Bush's heart attack because he was too busy colluding with the Russians or insulting women or hating Hispanics. Is there anything after the death and extinction of the dinosaurs for which Donald Trump is not responsible? Now, I won't tell you Barbara Bush is a liberal, but she is a privileged pinhead. We'll be back.
Between 1965 and 1975? If so, you may have an aluminum wired home. Aluminum wiring can be hazardous. These homes are around 50 years old now and using more electrical power than ever imagined back in the day. An aluminum wire does not get better with time. They are much harder to insure and harder to sell as well. Aluminum wire repair are electricians focused on the permanent mitigation Wire Repair, 720-299-4706, or visit their website at alwirerepair.com. Don't walk away from a home you're planning on buying just because it has aluminum wire. Let them help you. Your safety is their business. They are A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. Call them today, 720-299-4706, or visit their website, alwirerepair.com. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tom Phillips.
No one in America does what we do. Our health and nutrition profile is a free 1-hour interview with one of our counselors. We look at what you eat, what you drink, exercise, medications, environment you work in, food you crave, your present health, your health history, your family history. Everything that makes you a unique person. No one is exactly like you. Then we will suggest some food changes. Maybe you should add something to your diet. Maybe you should eliminate something from your diet. Then we suggest green herb products to supplement your diet. We usually suggest between 2 and 5 things. 60 capsules cost $17.50, but remember, you are not obligated to purchase anything. Call us at 888-765-HERB. That's 888-765-4372 to set your no-obligation appointment.
Higher rates, lower rates, negative rates, bail-ins, bailouts, and so much more. You know why you need to own gold and silver. At the Patriot Trading Group, we're a different kind of company. We have no commission salespeople, no boiler room sales calls, no high-price spokesmen. We believe in treating you with honesty and respect and delivering you the best products at the best price. Buying or selling, call us at 800-951-0592 or go to our website at allamericangold.com.
Okay, welcome back to Real Truth. My friends, I want to assure you it is only a coincidence. It is not according to a plan, not intentional, that it's the beginning of allergy season, and I'm talking about a lot of snot bags on this show. Now, I'm not talking about Jussie Smollett anymore. I'm talking about Michael Avenatti, the sleazebag lawyer, the friend of Stormy Daniels, who wanted to be president. Well, between you and me, I think the chances of his becoming president have gone down a bit. And speaking of going down a bit, Avenatti's going to jail. He's been arrested. You know that. I talked about it yesterday. Here's Mark Stein and Tucker Carlson once again talking about Michael Avenatti, whom Tucker calls the sleazy porn lawyer. I don't call him that because that's too nice.
In the meantime, author and columnist Mark Stein joins us tonight to chew this over. Does this surprise you? No, not. Your web testing in labels for the creepy porn lawyer. I think we should go to creepy porn extortionist. I congratulate you. I congratulate you, Tucker, because you grasped the essence of this character in a way that CNN and MSNBC and all the rest of the media didn't. As you know, we were talking as I mentioned 6 months ago after that interview about the reality of the situation here. Stormy Daniels is stepping on an 18-inch bar in Richmond, Virginia, hoping to get a few dollar bills and maybe the occasional 5 tucked in her data. Well, he's sitting there with a $4,000 suit and making exploratory trips to Iowa and New Hampshire. And in a way, ties in with everything else you've been talking about.
You stop 1 second, Mark. Let me address myself to the Democrats in my listening audience. All right, I have a question for you. Would you vote for Mike Avenatti for president? What's that you say you would not? Well, why not? He's everything the Democrats look for in a presidential hopeful. He's a liar. He's a bold-faced liar, so he can look right into the TV cameras and lie. He's involved in shenanigans. He's not repentant in any way, hangs out with whores and tramps, and accuses good people of all the garbage that he is guilty of. Sounds to me like just the kind of guy you Democrats are looking for as a standard bearer. And I am heartened again to hear that Mark Stein, who's a guy I respect, also listens to Real Truth, because he's just repeating verbatim what I've been saying ad infinitum. All right, stop it. You know, Anderson Cooper and Don Lemon of CNN, they're both openly gay, and so I don't want to hear about their pants being dynamited. All right, there you have it. This is what I just told you. This is what I just said to all my legions of Democrat listeners. You are attracted to the worst people in the world. Why is that? Is it because you, the Democrats, are yourselves among the worst people in the world? It's an interesting theory, and one I am willing to mull. Well, let's talk a little bit about creepy, right? There are other things that are creepy. Various forms of dishonesty I find at least creepy. Let's talk about accents. Yes, accents. You ever hear Oprah Winfrey talk? Well, where did you hear her talk? I'm asking where because if she was talking to a white audience, she sounds white. And when she talks to a black audience, she sounds black. Isn't that creepy? Same thing for Hillary Clinton. When she's talking to a black audience, she gets this southern twang, which is completely dishonest and condescending and demeaning. And people still wanted to vote for her. Black Americans who were being insulted by her still wanted to vote for her. How does that work? What kind of psychology is that? It has to do with weapons of mass destruction. It has to do with mustard gas. Back during World War I, the adversaries in Europe, Germans specifically, would use mustard gas on people, even though it's a hideous thing to do to any human being. But they wanted to win, and so it was okay. The liberal news media will put a piece of trash like Avenatti on television, or any other piece of trash you can think of, Brian Stelter, knowing that they are disgusting weapons of mass destruction. They're talking to a mass TV audience because they want to win. And nothing else will take the place of winning. They have to destroy Donald Trump, not because he's evil, but exactly because he's not. Because he's good and he wants to build up America and help Americans. That's why they want to destroy him, and they will do anything and everything to accomplish it, including wasting their time in Congress on investigations and panels instead of governing and trying to fix the problems here in this country. When we come back, I promise I'm going to talk about Joe Biden. Perhaps the biggest horse's rectum in Congress for the decades that he served there, and then 8 years as vice president. He's hoping to be president. Well, he hasn't got a prayer. But if you're a white man, you're going to want to hear what Joe Biden had to say about you and all white men. And you know what? Even if you're not a white man, you're going to want to hear this crap because it's being sold to the American public. We'll be right back.
Gold just about anywhere in the world from all kinds of different dealers. So why do you use the Patriot Trading Group?
20 years of service, just like that. A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, just like that. Lowest prices, just like that. No solicitations, just like that. Buying or selling, just like that.
For all your gold and silver needs, call the Patriot Trading Group at 800-951-0592. Just like that.
How would you like to save up to $500 on your next vacation package? Any vacation package anywhere in the world. Just call Superior Travel and mention the code RADIO and save up to $500. We'll design a custom, fantastic vacation just for you with all the bells and whistles. Not some cookie-cutter vacation, but a unique, all-included vacation customized by one of our exclusive travel experts. And our service is completely free. You pay nothing more. So why waste your time? Let us do it for you. We've got over 100 years of travel experience to help create the perfect trip for you. Call now and learn how to save up to $500 on your next custom vacation. Pick up the phone, call Superior Travel, and use the code word RADIO. 800-398-9233. 800-398-9233. That's 800-398-9233.
Join us and don't miss a moment of The Alex Jones Show, your #1 source for real independent media. Find out what the mainstream media doesn't want you to know. InfoWars is pro-America, pro-family, pro-freedom. We are rebooting 1776. Exclusive reports, live coverage, information you won't find anywhere else. Tomorrow's news today. Stay informed by listening to KHNC 1360 AM. The Alex Jones Show on KHNC, the heart of Northern Colorado.
All right, guys, welcome back to Real Truth. You know, allergy season seems to be the topic du jour today because we're talking a lot about mucus. Here's another glob of mucus named Joe Biden. What do I mean by that? All right, just listen, all right? You'll get it. Just listen. Item from Grabien.com. Former Vice President and likely 2020 presidential candidate Joe Biden attacked the United States, quote, white man's culture, unquote, during an appearance at the Biden Courage Awards, which honors those working to combat sexual assault on college campuses. Biden said America's racist culture is why Anita Hill wasn't able to stop Clarence Thomas's nomination to the Supreme Court. Biden said, quote, a really notable woman, Anita Hill, professor, showed the courage of a lifetime talking about her experience being harassed by Clarence Thomas, unquote. My friends, it was never proved that she was harassed by Clarence Thomas. Biden goes on to say, quote, they were a bunch of white guys, those who were questioning, Congress members questioning Anita Hill. No, I mean it sincerely. A bunch of white guys hearing this testimony in the Senate Judiciary Committee. So when Anita Hill came to testify, she faced a committee that didn't fully understand what the hell is all about. Stop. So if you're not a black female, you can't possibly understand what's going on. What could you possibly know? Right? Just ask Joe Biden. He's a black female. I'm sorry, what's that? Oh, he's not black. He's a white female. I'm sorry, what's that? Oh, he's a man. Oh, he's a white man screaming about white men. Got it. He continues. To this day, I regret I couldn't come up with a way to get a kind of hearing she deserved, given the courage she showed by reaching out to us. Unquote. My friends, there is a substantial case to be made that Anita Hill lied her ass off in front of Congress. Nothing was proven. It was he said, she said. But she got her 15 minutes of fame, and here we are decades later. Anita Hill is looked at as some kind of civil rights icon. She's not. Neither is Joe Biden. He's playing the typical Democratic Party's divide and conquer politics, turning blacks against whites and women against men and gays against straight. Is that what America needs today? Divisive politics based on lies? Haven't we had enough of that? Item, let's go from lowlifes like Michael Avenatti and Joe Biden to some people who are heroes. Item from The Sun. A band of veterans and older men are now patrolling the Mexican border until Donald Trump builds his wall. Armed with weapons and well-disciplined, the militia has been compared to a, quote, dad's army, unquote. These are Americans who are protecting our border. I think that's fantastic. They're patriotic Americans who say no. We won't allow the crimes of the sleazebags in Washington to translate into horrible crimes here near the border. And they're doing something about it. I love it. My congratulations and my thanks to everybody in the dad's army. Item from Hollywood. Hollywood Reporter. Here's just the headline. Jordan Peele, now he's a movie director who happens to be black. Jordan Peele on making movies after Us. That's his new movie. Quote, I don't see myself casting a white dude as the lead. Unquote. So now reverse it. Some white director says, I don't see myself casting some black guy in the lead. How's that taste? Or how about a male director saying, I don't see myself ever casting a woman as the lead in the movie. How's that smell? It's racism, right? Jordan Peele will not cast a white actor in the lead of a movie. It's racism. I'm sorry, I can't hear what you said. You said blacks can't be racist? If you say so. Speaking of double standards, that's another theme in today's show. Item from Complex.com. Cardi B. Now I have to stop and tell you, Cardi B is an African-American singer. Yeah, that's all you need to know about her. Cardi B found herself in hot water this week over a resurfaced video in which she claims to have drugged and robbed men before she became famous. Quote, I had to go strip. I had to go, oh yeah, you want to blank me? Yeah, let's go back to this hotel, she said in an Instagram live broadcast filmed 3 years ago. Quote, and I drugged blanks up and I robbed them. That's what I used to do, unquote. I give Cardi B, I don't know if she has a real name, I give her credit at least for being either honest enough to say this or stupid enough to say this. But she used to, I guess it was something like a date rape drug. She used to be a hooker. She used to stripper and a hooker. And she would bring men back to an apartment and drug them and rob them. Who's going to be arresting Cardi B? She just admitted to crimes. No one is going to be arresting Cardi B. Cardi B is a hero, isn't she? Isn't she a role model for women? Isn't she a role model for blacks? Isn't she a celebrity? The mere fact that she's a celebrity means she gets a pass. So she's drugging and robbing people. That's okay. She's a colorful personality. Ugh. Item from yahoo.com. The bad news is that almost half of Americans approaching retirement have nothing saved in a 401k or other individual account. The good news is that the new estimate from the U.S. Government Accountability Office is slightly better than it was a few years ago. Of those 55 and older, 48% had nothing put away in a 401k style defined contribution plan or an individual retirement account, according to the GAO estimate for 2016, which was released yesterday. 2 in 5 of such households did have access to a traditional pension, also known as a defined benefit plan. However, 29% of older Americans had neither a pension nor any assets in a 401k or IRA account. My friends, you need to put away money. If you're young person, start today. Yeah, I know, you're young, you'll never be old. I got it. I used to think like that too. Start putting money away. What's that you're saying? You don't have a lot of money? Doesn't have to be a lot of money. Put away $10 a week. Where you increase it, do it. It will add up. Believe me, by the time you're an old geezer like me, it will add up. We'll be back.
Travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airline. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
800-989-0233. 800-989-0233. 800-989-0233. That's 800-989-0233.
Grandpa's Pawn and Gun, serving Longmont and the Front Range of Colorado since 1994. We specialize in guns and currently have over 400 guns for sale. We also buy, sell, pawn, and trade for gold, silver, musical instruments, knives, archery equipment, quads, side-by-side, coins, and a lot more. We buy gun collections and do appraisals, which is smart for insurance purposes should a claim arise. We are, according to ATF, Colorado's second highest volume gun dealer, and because we have a lot lower overhead than the big box stores, we can beat the big box stores by as much as $100 per gun. And we have the lowest interest rates in northern Colorado, half of what the corporate stores charge when you're doing a loan. Come and see us at Grandpa's Pawn and Gun. If you love guns and you love gold, come and see us. Check us out on the web, www.grandpaspawn.com or 303-772-7952.
Information you won't find anywhere else. The Alex Jones Show, right here on KHNC, the heart of northern Colorado, KHNC.
Item from Breitbart.com. The illegal alien accused of murdering 20-year-old college student Molly Tibbetts in Brooklyn, Iowa, has been granted $3,200 in state taxpayer funds for an expert witness in the upcoming murder trial. Stop. So here we've got an illegal alien. Should have been shot for coming into our country illegally. We don't do that. Okay. Murdered a 20-year-old girl in Iowa. Given a trial. Okay. We're a country that believes in giving a person a day in court. Okay. Well, he's free to defend himself. Doesn't mean we, the taxpayers, need to pay for his defense. He's here illegally. Let Mexico pay for his defense. American taxpayer money going to help an alleged murderer of a 20-year-old girl defend himself and keep his ass out of jail. My friends, we're just not serious about keeping illegals out of this country. If we were, we'd do two things. Number one, we would shoot illegals on sight. Number two, we would fine the employers of illegals $100,000 per illegal that they hire. You would see illegal immigration dry up in a day. But we don't want to do it. The sleazebags in Congress don't want to do it, and so we're not doing it. And so Molly Tibbetts is dead. And her parents, her family's lives are ruined. Item from Breitbart. Border Patrol officers will start releasing many of the myriad migrants crossing the Rio Grande without even going through the formalities of temporary detention or strapping removable tracking devices to the migrants' ankles, according to a report from the Wall Street Journal. Unquote. So to all my listeners in Mexico and Guatemala and Ecuador, all my listeners in South and Central America, if you are a deviant, if you are a murderer, if you're a rapist, if you're a child molester, come on in! Because the people in Congress want you here, the Democrat Party wants you here, liberals want you here, so come on in and do your thing. All right, I'm just kidding. Item. Also from Breitbart, one of the students connected to the alleged college admissions bribe scandal may have played on UCLA's championship runner-up women's soccer team without any soccer experience. More fakery, more chicanery, more dishonesty. Item. Students at Georgia Southern University were confronted by school staff and campus police last week while recruiting members for the Turning Point USA student group on campus. For those of you who don't know, Turning Point USA is a conservative organization. And so the police and staff descended upon them. There is a conspiracy in this country, my friends, and no, it has nothing to do with Donald Trump. There's a conspiracy against conservatives, against non-liberals, against non-progressives. Nothing gets written down, nothing's put in writing, so you can never show it to a jury. But if you are a political conservative, you are in danger. It's a horrifying thing to think of and to say, but it's true. You will be harassed. You will be burdened. And that's the State of the Union as of today. I'll be back in 23 hours, my friends. Remember, Real Truth, stay angry. You'll find it online. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Stay angry. It's not hard, believe me.